Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, whatever time it is, wherever in this world it is that you are. Welcome once more to another live stream of Alexandra Mayers Live, page by page reading and commentary of the modern English version of the Bible. Today we're going to go into the second book of Samuel once more, chapter 4, which revolves around Ishbosheth being murdered. On a side note, today's a nice day. I have no complaints about the day in general. Emotionally today, I'm a little bit down. I miss my dad. That's why. And I probably will for a very long time. This is my new norm. Those of you out there who have lost a parent or somebody close to you, you do understand. Some of you don't understand. Some people who listen to me for the wrong reasons, they looked at my father's passing as a way to target me, as a way to bully me even more so than they have in the past. God sees all, not worried about it. I do believe that on the other side, you have to answer for things like that. But I think I've fared well in contending with my grief. There's going to be some people out there who have taken this time of my life to target me extensively to where they're going to lose somebody. And they're not going to deal with it as well as I'm dealing with what I'm dealing with. And I know this. Will I take the opportunity to bully or target them? No, I'm not an asshole. Unfortunately, many people in this world are. But what you have to understand is that life only does throw at us what we can handle. And I think life has thrown a lot at me because I can handle a lot. So for that, I am very grateful to God and Jesus Christ. And when I really think about Christianity, when I really think about the type of man that Jesus Christ likely was and what he went through, I cannot exactly say that what I've dealt with is as bad, at least not yet. But part of the reason that I do hold on to Christianity is because Christianity taught me forgiveness, but not forgetfulness. When it comes to people I forgive, I don't forget, but I choose to move on in life away from them entirely. Some people get upset with me because I do have that capability of completely cutting people off when I need to, but that's the kind of person that I have to be in order to make it in this world. Because God knows people don't quite treat me right. People don't quite understand that I feel as deeply as I do, and that's okay. Maybe I don't want them to. That's probably what it is. Anyway, let's go ahead and get into this. In today's live stream, really all my streams, but this one in particular is dedicated to my dad because I think he's helping me hold it together while I get through this stream. Ishbosheth murdered. When the son of Saul heard that Abner had died in Hebron, his courage failed and all of Israel was disheartened. Now the son of Saul had two men who were leaders of raiding bands. The name of one was Benah, and the name of the other Rechab, both sons of Rimmon, the Bethite, from among the Benjamites. Now Beroth is also regarded as part of Benjamin, because the Beerothites fled to Gittaim and have been journeyers there until this day. Now Jonathan, the son of Saul, had a son with crippled feet. He was 5 years old when the report of Saul and Jonathan came from Jezreel. His nurse picked him up and fled, but in her haste to escape, he fell and became lame. His name was Mephibosheth. The sons of Rimmon the Beerothite, Rechab and Baanah, went out and came to the house of Ishbosheth in the heat of the day, as he was resting in his bed at midday. They entered the house as if to get wheat, and stabbed him in the abdomen. Okay, so we're getting into the part of the Bible now where there's a lot of murder, because the previous chapter went into a sort of a murder also. Oh, I hate murder. I really do, but it happens a lot. Sometimes for the wrong reasons, other times for the right reasons. Then Rechab and his brother Baanah fled to safety. When they entered the house, he was lying on his bed in his bedroom. They struck him, killed him, and beheaded him. Then they took his head and traveled by way of the Arabah all night. They brought the head of Ishbosheth to David in Hebron and said to the king, "Here is the head of Ishbosheth, the son of Saul, your enemy, who sought your life." Okay, so now we're to the part where people are feeling as though it's time for revenge. They did tend to do a lot of beheadings at that time because they would travel with the severed heads to prove to the people so and so's dead. Gross, yes, but they didn't have internet back then. This day the Lord has given retribution against Saul and his descendant to my lord the king. David answered Rechab and his brother Baanah, the sons of Rimmon the Beerothite, "As the Lord who has delivered my life from every distress lives, when one told me, 'Behold, Saul is dead,' although he was a bearer of good news in his own eyes, I seized him and killed him at Ziklag, which was my reward for his message. How much more so when guilty men have slain an innocent man in his own house on his own bed? Should I not now require his blood from your hand and wipe you from the earth?" David then gave orders to the young men. They killed them, cut off their hands and feet, and hung them at the pool in Hebron. But they took the head of Ishbosheth and buried it in the grave of Abner at Hebron. Wow, so David did manage to survive the Saul situation. And I knew that situation as we got further into the Bible would end up coming back up. And that's why I'm telling you, those of you out there who are blessed with children, I'm not. So I can't really speak for parents. I can just speak from the perspective of the child of parents. But as parents, you gotta be real careful who you go after and who you drive to become your enemy. Because sometimes your enemy won't think to themselves, "Oh, this person won't leave me alone. Let me do away with them." Instead, they will look at your children and they will think to themselves, "That is who my target will be." So be careful. Sometimes people underestimate their opponents. Sometimes people think that they know their enemy, but they don't. Sometimes a person can seem incredibly rational and nice, but if you push them and you poke them and you prod them too hard, like I said, if you're a parent, they will go after your offspring like it ain't no thing. So just something to think about. Have a great day, everybody. Talk to you tomorrow. Once more, I'm Alexandra Mayers.